Well, ladies and Germans, how y'all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru, hello, hello, hello.
And folks, as always, we're kicking off the week with some coverage over here. It seems on Haroshaje. Rang, who is fighting and with what?
Left-hand side in blue, we have Frubblord playing Raapana with a Flatline income. And on the right-hand side, we have Nilla playing as 44th Guard Infantry with a Vanguard income.
Looking forward actually to this matchup. Of course, we've seen the Finns kind of produced in a rather lackluster approach last time. Will we see something different? How's the matchup different this time?
This is a pretty infantry-focused map due to the big bloody town in the middle, and you know, up north and down south being pretty heavily infantry-based. And the Finns, especially Raapana, very good infantry. The SMG buffs and for the Finnish infantry and just the amount that you get, this is a real perfect environment for them.
Certainly true. Actually, I was just taking a look at the M27s. I feel like that should be like a not a K98, a Muslim Got knockoff, just by the way it looks. Just than the Ratsuvaki. I don't know. But I actually really love seeing sniper fights back and forth. And actually, we could have that happen here. We're super excited because of it.
Yeah, up north we got a little bit of a push going on. Down south as well, Frubblord trying to capture both flanks with a lot of Finns. A lot of those, you know, really good and probably a little bit overpowered Jakaris.
Well, look at it this way. I mean, they have Finns, but there's no water on this map, so they gotta go by to walk someplace.
They got to evolve, you know?
Yeah, they certainly have. Otherwise, you'd be stuck with that Caterpie the entire time, and dear freaking god, they're monsters.
Yeah.
Like, we have one Ratsuvaki who's just kind of sitting there and just holding down the line. Yeah, he's taking tons of fire from the guards and Tanko de Saniki, and still, he only finally falls back now.
Yeah, they're really nice infantry because, you know, you can't really go wrong with a Tropan squad, and especially where a lot of Finnish infantry are usually substandard in terms of numbers, usually 9 or less. Having a big beefy squad like that definitely helps out.
But good lord, they've already pierced into the south, and the north is kind of interesting because we have troops that are technically cut off, and we're going to see them do really quite well against these Tanko de Saniki without any support. These guys are going to get forced into a quick surrender here. Oof, but good lord, there's an SU-152. So if they can take this guy out, I think that actually might be... Oh, yes, and there goes the line of sight. So this is going to be really, really dangerous to go forward.
The Finns making their own little pocket, yeah. And, yeah, I mean, that SU-152 will probably die if he goes further into the Finnish pocket. So we got a bit of a, you know, narrative scenario here where Frubblord's having to hold the line waiting for reinforcements.
Which is really, really amazing to watch, too, because, again, when we seen the Finns originally, this is not going to be a tank push. There's no tanks allowed, basically. By the way, got up to the north, he may look kind of puny, but he's no sissy. Oh, wait, maybe he is. What I'd love to see, actually, is I'd love to see him pop smoke and have people kind of rush in, but unfortunately there are now guards in the area, so that's going to be very, very unlikely to happen.
Yeah.
But we do have rocket runs, and this is going to be amazing. Rocket runs to the north, HE rockets. It's not going to kill. Oh my god!
Holy crap, that was really scary.
Yeah. Freaking bite your eyes off, man. Good lord.
Yeah. And those are really cheap rocket planes as well. Only 70 points, which is fantastic value.
It certainly is. By the way, in the meantime, it is 13-11. We do have some Soviets behind enemy lines here, but for the moment, things are going really, really well for the Finns, I would argue.
Yeah, you know, at the same time, Nilla has pushed pretty heavily into the town in the center, and if Frubblord can at least halt this push, get a bit of foothold back in there, he should be able to, you know, secure the flanks, and he'd be in a really good position. Down south, yo, Frub is doing fantastic. Just pushing hard.
God, there was an SU-152 came in, there's a Faust got that one, we had this huge column of guards come in, and it was rifle fire Faust, rifle fire Faust. I mean, they are on the highway to hell.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is how good it is. He's taking Chikari that were supposed to be deployed to the north and just bring it right back down to the south because, you know what? Because he can.
Because he can. And yeah, we're also starting to see a bit of a push back into the center of Chikari's here. Nilla's got a lot of guard TPs, yo, so it's going to be a little bit hard to route them all out without any, you know, like high explosive fire support.
That's true. Actually, you gotta be very careful when fighting the Chikari because they have all their their Reaper bolt pistols and shit like that. So like they're just freaking terrifying, man.
Hmm.
And actually, I even like seeing we have some light artillery trying to pound the northern side of town. It's not going to get a ton done, but it's going to get just enough, I think, to really be kind of dangerous.
Yeah, it's a really good position because they have decent line of sight inside certain areas of the town, and that's what you need. You need some of that, light support, high explosive weaponry or probably some mortars to try and pound his way back into the town. Nilla's starting to get some tanks, and honestly, for Nilla, his best bet is probably trying to play pretty armor heavy, as the defense, they don't really have much in terms of anti-tank.
Yeah, but you know what? Seeing what they've done so far, they don't really need to. It just seems if you start throwing tanks into a forest fight, that's not one way to fight a forest fire. I can tell you that much.
That's damn right.
But I do actually also love seeing that we are seeing Nilla bring in his 37mm anti-air.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is he getting a better anti-air on Umbrella there, he's also bringing that forward, I think, against that rather hefty Finnish presence. Unfortunately for him, there's a Blenheim going to the north, and I don't think the Soviets are going to get there in time, and so 500 kilograms of bombs are going to go and just slam into these poor guards on the northern side.
Yeah. Frob has taken some casualties up north, and he really could use reinforcements, but Nilla's little support gun is cutting off the line.
Yes, he is. Actually, I don't know if Frubblord didn't know about him, or what the deal was, but unfortunately, yeah, the casualties continue to mount, good lord.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's a real sneaky spot, yeah.
Well, yeah, here comes the rocket run, just in case. It's got a nice little cinematic shot of that. Now I can just kind of hear the guys being like, no, it's not coming towards us, no way. And shockingly enough, only stresses a little bit. And I never realized that Finnish plane, that M62, is a biplane.
I know, it's
I
really
never
old
paid
school.
attention to it. That's actually beautifully kind of like poignant almost.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the Finnish power is very
Outdated.
old school. Yeah, like pre-1940 designs.
Hey, you know what? If that's what you got to work with, that's what you got to work with. Also,
They're kind of like the T-26s of the sky, you know?
Also, I also have to call out, it's amazing that the sissies have themselves a sniper rifle. I think that's my favorite thing about the entire squad.
They're a really good squad because they're a proper rifle squad, but they also have a goddamn sniper, kind of like the commando snipers in SC-44.
Yes.
They have all the Garens and then like 1 or 2 sniper rifles. Really good squad.
Actually, did you know that at one point there was, I think Teddy Roosevelt's son wanted to go and put together an American Legion to go over and help out the Finns against the Soviets?
I think I've heard about it, yeah.
It was like 100 dudes, and like half of them were missing arms and legs from the First World War. And it was like, once they got there, the war was over, and it was kind of like, yep, I guess we'll go home now.
Yep.
Now, 84 K-18, so we got some more artillery just shelling the town. Gonna do decently well against that anti-air. And I think desperately trying to get rid of that tank. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Good God, those rocket planes have been amazing, and now dead. But they paid themselves off quite a bit already, I think.
Yeah, they've been doing a pretty good job of knocking out those tanks during those important battles. And with the artillery support coming down with Frubblord and all the infantry, he should be able to push back into the town, as his anti-aircraft guns are pretty exposed. And against infantry fire, they don't do too well.
No, they won't. But I imagine most infantry won't do very well against them either.
That's also a good point.
T-26 column coming to the south. Oh, I love those guys.
Oh boy. Watch out, here comes the heavy armor.
Oh, man. You know, Rang, there's a lot of shit going on in the world right now, but might be the best part of my week, man. I love seeing this kind of shit.
Yeah, the one thing I always love about Steel Division is always seeing the really crappy outdated units being used, but being used efficiently.
Yes.
There's a lot. And, you know, Eugene does a really good job of showcasing how a lot of these armies, you know, East, West, whatever, kind of fought with what they got.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't all Panthers or Tigers or half-tracks. Sometimes they barely had, you know, the bare minimum to work with.
They didn't even have the bare minimum. I mean, like,
I know.
But you're right. It's absolutely wonderful to watch. Oh. However, it is back to 12-12 with the help of T-3476s and this mother bleeding artillery piece to the north. This bombing run might kill it, might just stress it out, and all it does is just... He's had a freaking charmed life. He hasn't lost a single squad member.
He's meant to be, he's steadfast in holding that line. And honestly, that's done a really good job, because that's by time for Nilla to push and regain the northern hill of some armor and infantry support.
True. But down to the south, we are going to see another rocket run, and I can't help but feel we're going to see another dead tank. Those biplanes, I think they're going slow enough they can just get that nice little point value there, so...
Yeah.
Oh, he only gets 2. What the heck? Oh no, there's an anti-air squad, isn't there? Is there not an anti-air piece? I thought it was an anti-air piece.
I think, it was getting hit by something.
Not sure at the moment. What I am sure of is that we have guard squads in the town that have a few hundred PPSHs rounds, but then not really enough to stay competitive for a long time, so a little bit concerned about their safety.
Yeah, they've really been guarding that point. Not for much longer.
Also to the north, though, we are seeing that this artillery is just shelling the road, so I wonder how many squads are going to go down to him now. That's one.
Holy crap. It's artillery gun that good.
I gotta look him up after it's rode in. He's got to have 4 or 5 kills.
Yeah. There's a car. So they're getting in closer, so it might be the end for him.
Watch him.
Or maybe not. They're not. He's got. Oh, okay. God damn it.
He was a champ.
Mm-hmm.
And down to south, more Chikari is getting thrown on in as well. The T-26 is still sedately moving up to the front line.
Yeah, they move like a whopping 30 kilometers on the road. Real fast tanks they are.
Hey man, you gotta have those cavalry tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, T-3476 coming on in. He's got a Panzer... Yep.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, I guess for everyone else here, is that one guard squad is keeping everything competitive, and there's an awful lot of material moving into that south portion of the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, but more guards and superiors even moving in from the Soviets as well. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then if the artillery's starting to soften up the south, so he's also softening up his own guard troop. You know, if his guard TPs are actually also really good against tanks, because they got the PTRD rifles. So those T-26s are really outmatched in this case.
Oh yes.
Yeah. They're not going to have a good
time. But they're pinned down for the moment, so the T-26s can get close enough to start putting fire on that road, which they can do now.
Yep.
This could be a hellscape pretty quickly.
Yeah, one of them's going to get into the church, and when they're in said holy ground, they should be able to start sniping. There we go.
Holy ground. Wait, Lenin's buried there? There's the blood of the comrade. Mm-hmm. But you're right, Loader wounded already, and I can't see him getting healed up anytime soon. And all this automatic weapons fire is going to be really, really difficult to hold out from the Chikari.
Yeah, I also have... I thought I was smoke. That's better, it's a soft map artillery.
Yes, the 152, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a really outdated Blenheim coming on in, and honestly, if he gets that bombs anywhere where they're supposed to be, that actually could arrest this push pretty quickly.
Yeah, those infantry are pretty close to being stressed out. And...
Did he just bomb his own troops? Oh no, never mind.
No, it has you off map.
I was gonna say, good lord.
Yeah. But yeah, real tough fight down south here. Yo, Frubblord is... It feels like he's barely holding.
And then we have more and more artillery, more and more material being thrown down this road. And just luckily for him, all these troops are pinned down. They're really, really lucky that these Aratsuviki and the Chikari are not more on their game here.
Yeah.
Very fortunate indeed. I would argue that things are quieted down more or less in the town. North and south continues to be a massive, massive fight. And we had a T-3476 go behind lines. Crew panicked, falling back.
Running into a Pack 38, and yeah, that would be the end of his life.
It is just so much fun to watch all of these super outdated airplanes be the shield of Finland right now, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are really good, because if you can get full air superiority and the enemy doesn't have fighters, you can just bomb the everlasting crap out of things for very cheap. I mean, if it's a very outdated plane, doesn't matter if it can drop bombs.
I'm waiting to see this one tank a little bit closer from the south. He's not going to do it. Unfortunately, T-26s, their skin isn't thick enough to be on a battlefield. One nasty word said about their mothers, and they start falling apart.
Mm-hmm. Finish of skin.
Oh, that was beautiful, man. Normally that's a groaner, but that was beautiful. They have real thin skin, you're right. Ratsiviki, column moving into the center, even as Superiors move into the north, so this could make or break both parts of that theater.
Yeah. I feel like down south, Nilla, he's gonna break through. He just has so much stuff. But Frubblord held that hill pretty damn well.
He certainly did. I mean, and he's slowing them up too. All he's got to do is just kind of keep them where they are, just for a couple other minutes, and then when it gets to Phase C, he's got a marginally more significant point increase here. And I guess the one thing I still don't have a great handle on is the life cycle, let's say, of the Finnish divisions. If we get to C phase, what can they bring? I don't know if that's all that much.
I think it's more infantry, really. Maybe like some heavier artillery pieces, but they don't really have anything super fancy. They're very much an A phase, B phase division.
It's kind of unique then that we aren't seeing a Vanguard income coming out from the Finns. I feel like that's probably going to be a better play for them no matter what.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'd agree with you on that. Because you can, as you saw early on with the A phase push, worked really well for Frubblord. And with Vanguard income, it would have worked even better. And even when you get into C phase, there's not a whole lot of super expensive units that you have to worry about buying.
Certainly seems to be the case. We have these more Legito Junta maybe. Not really sure if they're Mexican or not. But a lot of infantry being brought in here on the western side of this saddle. So, yes, I mean, it is 14-10 right now. I feel like if the Finns can stabilize their center, they can at least stay competitive.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is that, I'm sorry to interrupt you real quick, but not even having those T-34-76ers or T-34-85s, the tanks have not really been doing a whole lot, really, for either side. They've been more of a liability, I feel like.
Yeah, the T-34s kind of come in like small singular numbers, and then they get picked off one by one. I mean, I haven't really seen the T-30-45s, but honestly, that's kind of to be expected, as you don't really need them against the things. All you need is just cheap, high explosive firepower, and the 76 does that pretty well.
Well, we do have one of them to the north, which is why I'm thinking about it. But Ratsivaki, the poor thing about the Ratsivaki is that we do not actually have a significant anti-armor ability on it. I mean, the grenades are nice, but it's not going to be winning any wars anytime soon.
Yeah.
The Pack 38 is not going to have enough bang for his buck to get through that. That's going to be a really, really tough sell.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Finns. They don't really have a lot of heavy AT. They get like 3 Pack 40s, and that's really it when it comes to heavy caliber guns. As you see, the Pack 38 here has pretty poor penetration.
Yes. That is certainly true. I think the Drakaris are pretty much fought out. I haven't seen a new Drakari squad being brought in anytime recently. Did actually have a carpet bombing Junker to the south, but unfortunately for him, did not really get a significant run at all.
Nope.
I am more amused by the rinky-dink 20mm AP rifles on the Legito Junta infantry to the south. And this Pack 38 that was desperately moving forward, trying to get a line of sight on that too.
Yeah. Yeah, those AT rifles are pretty good with the 30mm of penetration and 20 rounds per minute fire rate. They can mess up tanks. And having on like a proper infantry squad is awesome, with satchel charges to boot. This what makes Finnish infantry really cool.
Almost as fun as watching this tank. Oh my gosh, this poor Pack 38's not able to get any kind of line of sight on him. It's so unfortunate.
It's like a small little tree line on the other side of the road, but here comes the rocket and lands just perfectly.
I guess the unfortunate thing, though, is that this Pack 38 has now been pushed out of position and is going to die trying to do his duty.
Yep.
Oh, you poor bastard. Ratsugaki's being rushed in there, but unfortunately not quickly enough.
Yeah. But Nilla's done a really good job just doing a counter push down south, getting onto the enemy side of the hill, and there's so many guard TPs. Frubblord is just having a hard time just dealing with the Soviet rave, so to speak. I mean, just look up north. It's a literal firing line. It's like Napoleonic warfare here.
That's true. That's true. And that armored cavalry is that the I was going to call them cuirassier, but that doesn't really seem too fair for the cuirassiers. But there is a ton of Finnish infantry being brought on in, more Jakaris, so there are more Dark Elves on the way. And another 152 off map that's going to shell that one machine gun. So a bit of a wasted barrage, but I understand why he did it.
Yeah. I think he's trying to soften up areas so when he moves up, nothing can shoot back. Fortunately for him, there's nothing in there to shoot at him to begin with.
Yes, sir.
Except for the Pack 38. But he's slowly dying. One HE shell at a time.
Well, I understand why he's doing that. I think it's like I have to try to finish this quicker and quicker. I'm only getting theoretically weaker. But I can't help but feel that's kind of a mistake to even try to push across the saddle. You own that one area already. It's 15-9. Just let the bleed happen. Maybe I'm being conservative. Maybe that's too conservative. But I feel like if you overextend, you're opening yourself up for a potential push that's going to be very, very bad for you.
That's a good point. Fortunately, he does have a lot of superiors, which will help out against... never mind, Jakaris have goddamn Molotovs.
Yeah.
I feel... Yeah. Once you get into the forest, it could be 50-50, I think, whether he gets pushed back or not. But town fight's still looking... looking okay for Nilla. He's got pushed back a little bit. I do think... Yeah, I think we're kind of right where he's starting to run out a little bit. Or maybe not. I mean, he has a lot of guards units coming in. And those guards are probably like the sea phase, 27 in one card.
It's entirely possible, but actually if you look down to the south as well, just a veritable wave of Finnish infantry.
It's all you can really do with Raapana. And all this Finnish infantry is great, but it's gonna, take a long time to get to the other side, so to speak. They have no armor support, they are very much exposed, and gonna be a hard time crossing that shadow.
Oh, they have plenty of armor support. They have the love of the Finnish people. And we actually are going to have a murderous artillery barrage to the north. Oh my gosh. That's right smack dab in the center, and there's 3 almost perfect squads there. It's going to get ugly real quick. Or maybe... Oh no, maybe the Soviets may not be there in just the right amount of time.
Infantry. Here comes Saparis. Actually doing pretty well. And it's just a bloodbath up north with infantry. I think Jakaris are a little bit outgunned. But they're holding.
I think it's the numbers. The numbers are definitely starting to tell.
Yeah. Those goddamn Molotovs and Finnish SMGs are goddamn brutal.
Down to the south, they managed to retake the forest as well. But the Soviets, they're not a whole lot of inclination to really move to the west. We have troops that are just going to hold that forest line. I think it's the right call right there. And we're seeing just this huge swath of infantry being thrown in every direction. With Kavaris being brought on in. We have more Jakaris to the north. And we have the Junker coming in with the carpet bombing run on some of that Soviet infantry. It's really interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah. And Nilla, heavy casualties, but he does manage to take out Northern Forest. I think surrounding the Jakaris there definitely helped him out quite a lot. And here comes the carpet bombs, and good God.
Yes, sir. Though
hey, yes, there's more Jakaris.
Even stressed out, they still hold territory.
And we've got all the Cavaliers coming into the center. Not the best infantry, but you know, just at this point, you just need bodies.
True. I think he might be bleeding Nilla dry, though.
I think so too. Nilla is still holding on rather well, but he doesn't have. He has like a lot of reinforcements coming in. I don't know. I still feel like Frubblord can take it, but it's either gonna like happen so fast, yeah, he's just gonna win like that, or if it keeps up its slow rate, he's not going to be able to win in the next 5 or 11 minutes now.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if he's able to do like, you know, for me at this point, I'm going to start hitting that arterial because I know troops have to be coming in at some point. I'm going to start barraging it, whatever I can do to slow them down. I'd be aiming for, you know, any kind of region back here to the, you know, or these trucks are coming in right now.
Frubblord did manage to snipe the enemy commando. That was a really good kill out of the PE2, so Finnish air power coming in on point. I'm actually really surprised Nilla hasn't like brought out a single airplane this entire match. Even just like, you know, a few fighters would be more than enough to keep Frubblord out of the skies.
Absolutely right. Actually, the artillery's been the biggest boon for him. These off-maps have been actually rather murderous. And there's the end of the immediate push. But this is just a consolidation standpoint. This is when all these other trucks get in there. This is that last, I think, stand really from the Soviet infantry. 6 squads of guards.
Yeah, that's a lot. Down south, though, things are looking pretty good for Nilla. He has the big old SU-152, which is great at knocking out entrenched positions. True. And he's starting to push in. But this time, he only has the regular guards, which are pretty poor in terms of infantry loadout.
True. 1426 is being brought to the center. Another, company's worth of cavalry is being brought to the center.
Yep. T26 is real key to victory here.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
16-8, though, so now we're back to this whole kind of crazy countdown. And the Finns have just barely 2 or 3 flags that they are on the brink of either taking or holding.
Yeah, it's close. It's getting kind of close for them. I mean, up north they are starting to push back a little bit here, as all the superiors are gone and the regular guards are not good enough to hold. Like I said, it's either it's gonna tip over very fast, or not.
True. Now the SU-152 is being brought up over here to the western side. So this is, if the 152 can survive, then there's a very good chance the Finns lose and just completely because of the south. Yeah,
that's heavily, I mean, it's not super heavily armored, but for the Finns it might as well be.
Yes.
It's gonna be tough. If he can just get like a Panzerfaust shot on there. I mean, he does have like Jakaris nearby, but just getting close to the 152 will be the issue to begin with. Now I see some.
Sorry, go for it, sir.
No, it just the SU-152 just making a muck down south.
The thing is that if he can't see what he's to shoot at, he's worthless. But these 3 squads of cavalry are all on top of each other. It's gonna be awful. Oh my god, that hurts.
It definitely hurts for the Finns, that's for sure.
This Jakari in the northern side of that southern forest needs to move south immediately. And oh my gosh, this could be the beginning of a massive rout. Blenheim's to the center. We have another carpet bomb in the center. Actually looking for that Soviet push, that big concentration on the north side of town. This could be huge.
Yep, down south, PE2 coming in, and that SU-152 misses. Oh, he's just did a blind fire and completely missed. But he still has more rockets.
Yes, he does. And I guarantee you he's going to come around from another pass in just a second here. It's 14-10.
Oh, this is, the center of the town. It's not looking good. If Nilla's T-34s can come in and just hold the line, give that little bit of extra fire support, I think he can hold the center.
For another 5 minutes? I don't know, man.
don't know. I mean, it's really. I think it's going to come down to the flanks more than anything, because the southern flank is very bare. But the problem is, Frubblord can't cross because it's an issue 152 and a bunch of open ground between him and there, and also like 3 sniper squads coming in down south. So I think that's a very good sign that Nilla is out of infantry.
I think you're right there. I think you're right.
You know, snipers down south is it's a pretty good call. Just set up a firing line of 360 no-scopers.
Well, right now we are going to see what you talked about with the T-34-85. Just, ooh, it gets taken out!
Oh.
I don't even know if that was an anti-tank or if that was just the T-26 is getting super lucky. Another T-34-85 getting shellacked by some PAC-38s that just been sitting indefinitely. Well done there, and...
Holy crap, the T-26 is moving up now? But there's another T-34 and it has long-range advantage.
It has long-range advantage, but you can't hit what you can't see.
Yep. T-26 is sliding in the town. Good. And yeah, the center's kind of fumbling here for Nilla. It's not looking good. The Kavaris are pushing in hard and the PE2s are coming in. Those rocket runs have been on point.
Oh my god, could they fin? Could they fin?
Yeah. It's even Stevens now.
PE2 coming to the south, just going to looking to pound on that artillery piece. Might be blind, but he doesn't care. Rockets away. And the entire hillside just explodes, but to what end is the question. Getting back to that town fight, we have one guard squad who's got, of course, all the heat grenades in the world. And a lot of open ground to get shot at, and so... not ideal there. Oh my god. I think somehow, on a wing and a prayer, he's done it. T-34-85 is going to get another rocket run to the north. And takes out another one, dear god. One fighter plane, one legitimate fighter plane could have absolutely destroyed the Finnish air power for all of this.
Yeah, or some more anti-air, because holy crap, those airplanes have been on point. Yeah,
oh
Nilla taps out, and holy crap, what a fantastic match that was.
Yes, it was. And if you look at the KD, you have to realize it looks like a huge amount, but then you realize all the Finnish stuff was worth like 20 points apiece. So, I mean, the kill, just in terms of raw numbers, it has to be insane.
Yeah, looking at kills here for the Russians, nothing really crazy. Guard TP doing good. Where's that support gun?
Yeah,
Rodin only got 2 kills.
He only got 2 kills, that's it? Wow.
But he slowed down the northern purse at least.
Yes. In the off-map batteries, we have one's got like 6 or 7. And outside of that, really nothing huge.
Yeah. And on the losses,
Sniper Squad doing work.
Holy crap! The rats and Jakaris, the Finnish infantry and airplanes really holding point. The PE2 knocking out 3 tanks and the combat squad huge. Hey, his name's Ruse. That is the perfect name. Thank you, Eugene, for putting that in. I'm so happy that's a name.
I just continue. I'm just trying to count all of the. Well, there was a Russian plane, a Tu-2.
Was it a fighter?
No, it's bombing.
Oh.
Emsky over there. I was trying to count air-to-ground kills. They only got 6, at least from a vehicle perspective. But it felt like every single time you were turning around, another tank was getting just blown to shreds.
Yeah. It really came in towards the end and knocking out those T-34s. Roberts doing that big final push, and that really secured the deal. And once again, if Nilla just had, I mean, early on Nilla had the anti-air like up and running. Those 2 37 mils were doing like God's work, but he just didn't, for some reason, get more anti-air or get any goddamn fighters when he really needed it.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. But, hey, actually, I think it's the first Finn victory we've had on this channels.
Maybe, yes.
Maybe.
I don't know, but let's just go with it, because that was a really good victory. That is how you play Raapana, right? Yeah. It's like slap bang.
Yeah, it was really, really well done. So, I mean, Frubblord, thank you for that so much. Nilla, I'm sorry, my friend, you were so stinking close on that.
Yeah.
Another 2 minutes, you would have had it. Any final thoughts?
I think we should finish this off.
I think it's a great idea. Folks, we're going to stay in place and think about doing another replay real soon. But you guys stay healthy, stay wealthy, and we'll catch you as soon as we can. Until then, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo, take it easy.